Hello there. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. And on this particular training, we're going to continue talking about the webhooks feature in PhoneBurner, but more specifically, we're going to be talking about the call end webhook. Hopefully you watched the video talking about the call begin webhook and you've watched the overview at this point. So what is this call end webhook? The call end webhook allows you to have contact information sent from PhoneBurner to a webhook URL of your choosing at the end of each call. And by end of each call, we're talking about when the call is dispositioned. Because as far as I'm concerned, the call is only over once it's dispositioned. Especially if you have a live conversation, right? If you've talked to somebody live, you want to take some time after you disconnect with them to wrap up your notes, complete everything that you need to on that record, then disposition it. Once you disposition it, that's when the call end webhook comes into play. Again, as a reminder, I'm going to be using Zapier for this, so let's jump over to Zapier. Here you can see my call begin webhook. I could, if I wanted to, duplicate this and use this as a template to create my next one. But I'm going to start from scratch again, so I'm going to click on Create New Zap. We're going to change the name of this, Call End. The trigger step is a webhook. We're going to be choosing the catch hook option as the event. We're going to go ahead and continue. And here for pick off a child key, we're just going to continue past that. Now I've got a new webhook URL. I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to paste it over here in our call end webhook box. Now you should not use the same webhook for call begin and call end because there's different information in each of these. But now that we've saved that, now that we've created that webhook URL, we need to get some sample data over into Zapier. So let's jump over to contacts and let's begin a dial session. Of course, our call begin is triggered at the start of the call and the call end is only triggered on disposition. So let's go ahead and just click the no answer button and then let's pause our session. Let's jump back over to Zapier, click on the test trigger button, and we should be getting something over here shortly. There it is. So here's the data that was sent over. As you can see here, the status, the disposition that was clicked is in there, the duration. So you can see it's different information in this webhook versus the other webhook, which is why we don't want to use the same webhook URL for both options. So now we've got some sample data over in Zapier. What are we going to do with it? Let's go ahead and hit continue. And just like our call begin, I'm going to use Google Sheets. And before I continue any further in my action step, let's jump over to our Google Sheet and let's create a new sheet or a new tab down here. Of course, you don't have to create a new sheet. You could feed this information into this existing sheet, but I want to keep things separated. So let's go ahead and add a sheet. I'm going to rename this. And I'm actually going to go ahead and copy this information over. So we got contact name, caller name, phone number, contact ID. But I don't just want those things. I want to know what the result of the call was, length of the call, if it was connected, and if I have call recording turned on, I might want to also log the call recording here as well. And of course, there's plenty of other pieces of information we could feed in here, but we're going to try to keep things simple. Let's jump back over to Zapier. Let's go ahead and choose the Create Spreadsheet row. Go ahead and continue. Choose the account. Go ahead and continue. Choose my drive. Choose my spreadsheet and the worksheet. So we're going to grab that new tab here, call end. And then of course we just need to start mapping the information that we received in step 1 from the webhook into our Google spreadsheet. So contact name, again. We're going to do contact first name, contact last name, and then for caller name, in this particular case, I'm going to do agent first name and agent last name. And then for phone number, right, we want to grab the phone. I can type the contact phone, contact ID. So we're going to grab that contact ID there. Then we want the result. What was the outcome of the call? So we're going to take the PhoneBurner disposition status, put that in there. Length of call, that's going to be our duration. That's going to be in seconds. Was it connected? That's going to come over as a 1 or a 0. 0 is a non-connected call. 1 is a connected call. And then call recording. If we have call recording turned on, then that would be something that we might want to feed in here as well. And then let's go ahead and continue, and we'll test the action. That should log that information over in our Google Sheet, which it did. Now that we've got that tested, I can actually go ahead and publish this. Once that's turned on, let's have this here, and let's bring over our dial session. Let's move that over to the side here. Call our next contact. Now watch what happens as I disposition these. We should see that information start to flow automatically. That information is going to start flowing automatically over to our Google Sheet based off the disposition. So here I am, I just called Susan. Let's say Susan was not yet interested, so I click the not yet interested button. And let's go ahead and pause that. Oh, I was a little too late, she'd already answered. So anyway, you'll see this information start to flow over into your Google Sheet as it happens. That's the great thing about these webhooks, is they happen in real time. Something happens on the PhoneBurner side, that triggers the information to be sent to that webhook URL, and then it can be processed and updated accordingly. And then of course, what you decide to capture or take from PhoneBurner over to these other systems will be completely up to you. So that's it for this training. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. I hope this helps you and your team get more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.